Hi, I'm Alli Freeman, and this is my career portfolio. And I chose to do the substance abuse and behavior disorder counselors. There was an example of the organization, and there's one here in Indianapolis, and it is a company called Fairbanks Recovery. It is just a center for people to attend to overcome. They do mainly the substance abuse behaviors. And I do have a career contact. There's a guy here who is a drug and alcohol counselor, and his name is Ron Menard. And I spoke with him briefly on a few things. And then the working environment is typically a full work week, and it can range from the settings in which they are in, from a mental center or a family center working in groups, or a private office where you're working with an individual client one-on-one. And some of the stressors that they can have are the typical ones you can find with counselors is the emotions and trying to make sure that you don't get too emotionally attached or involved in an individual situation, that you're able to just listen and give the advice and leave their situation at work and not take it home with you. Some of the benefits do depend on the companies that you work for. Each company has their own packages, or some do not even offer them, because some are community-based and you're volunteer sometimes. But he himself said that they do have some health and retirement packages. Then he said some of the common job tasks are being able to advise people with their addictions and behaviors, and helping them to realize that they do have them, and knowing that there is a way to overcome them. And he helps to treat them and diagnose them, and then to support them to live a healthy life, whether this is figuring out doctors to go to get the physical help with any of the medications that they might need, or whether it is going to a support group to talk with others which might be struggling with the same issues. Some of the educational requirements, it does depend on the setting, whether you're working within a center or your own private practice. If you're doing your own private practice, you do have to be licensed, and you have to pass the state exam for whichever state you are practicing in to be a counselor. And then, but not all states require a degree if you are working within a community setting. You just have to have job experience and at least a high school diploma, but they do prefer that you have at least a bachelor's degree. And then moving on, let's see here, that the starting salary is about $24,500, and then for an experienced, the salary is usually around $60,000 a year. So the average pay would be about $38, which is about $18.33 per hour if you break it down. And the miscellaneous career information is some of the things that I found were that you do have to have certain quality skills in order to succeed. You have to have patience, your own, not the client patience. You have to be able to listen well, and you have to speak well so they can understand you. And you have to have compassion without getting attached to their emotions. And I found most of this information online at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and also from Mr. Ron Menard himself. But that just kind of sums up what I found, and this was for substance abuse and behavioral disorder counselors.